All right, again, so much to go over here. Back with us, our expert, Philip Holloway. And again, he can hit this from a lot of angles. He's a certified flight instructor, pilot, attorney, former police officer as well. With this new information, does it change any of your theories? How do you take it all in?
What it does for me is it reinforces my, there's been 11 days here, and we have not found one item of evidence to suggest that this plane crashed either in the ocean or anywhere on the land. We haven't found any wreckage. We haven't found any true oil slicks that can be attributed to this airplane. No photographs from satellites, and more particularly, and I think this is very important, we have not heard one peep from the 2 emergency locator transmitters that we know were installed on this airplane. All airplanes have ELTs on board. This one had 2, and they're designed to go off in the event of a crash. We've got a lot of airplanes out there looking. We've got a lot of boats, got a lot of ships. We've got all sorts of assets from all the countries that are involved in this massive search, and we have not heard one peep out of those ELTs. So you put all this together, and it suggests to me that this airplane may very well still be on the ground somewhere, and the authorities would be well served to not rule that out and to investigate it more thoroughly.
Do you find it significant the timing of the last words we hear from the co-pilot? All right, good night. And it's not long after that the communication's gone.
What that shows to me is that they were trying to, whoever was in control of this aircraft was trying to wait until the very last minute to go dark. And by going dark, I mean turning off the transponders. The ACARS is a little bit more involved and takes longer to turn off. 14 minutes went by before the transponders were turned off. When the transponders are turned off, that's a red flag to air traffic control that something may be wrong. It's happened to me in flight when, for one reason or another, they'll just lose a transponder signal, and they'll call you up on the radio and they'll say you need to recycle your transponder. So when the transponder goes off, air traffic control is going to know it right away.
Got it. You know, I mentioned the pilot and the co-pilot. Everybody's looking that way. Let's listen. We have a friend of the pilot who's basically saying there's no ways involved. But let's give that a listen.
I feel particularly affected when they go, for the lack of evidence, you know, you go into theories like questioning his credibility, his terrorism links and issues like that. I think it's a little bit insensitive and unfair to the family. Captain Zahari is a very sociable person who loves people, who enjoys his work, and in as far as his job as a pilot, he is definitely a very committed professional pilot. And if we were allowed to choose a pilot when we are on board a plane, I would definitely choose him.
Why is that?
I have full confidence and trust in him because of his joy, his passion in flying, and you know, if something had happened to this flight, I would think, and in fact I would believe, that he would have made sure of the safety and welfare of everyone else before he even thinks about himself. That's the kind of person that he is.
And again, the words of a friend there. But as an investigator, this is where you have to go. You've got to really do the digging on the pilot and the co-pilot, right?
Right. I've been a pilot for 25, 28 years, something like that. But for the last 18 years, I've been a criminal lawyer. I was a police officer before that. So you have to apply investigative techniques to this. You can't go off just character references. I'm sure everybody's brother and best friend thinks they're a nice guy, and I'm sure this pilot probably was. But the investigators would not be doing their job if they did not look into the prime suspects, because we know that whoever commandeered this airplane knew how to operate it and knew it quite well. And so we don't know all the information about the people that were in the cabin, but we do know about the 2 people that were in the front of the airplane, and they both fit the bill as people who are capable of doing this.
Okay.
So you've got to look at them.
All right, more with Philip coming up.